to your September mid-month reading. Hope your friends are doing great out there. If your friends like this, please like and subscribe. Okay, guys, let's see what's going on with you. This message. For the beautiful Aquarius. Feeling you have a little bit of lack of resources going on. There could be something fleeting. That's exactly what's going on over here. I'm talking about this. Clarify on the situation, please. Feeling like the elephant stuck in the room. That's what it is. Looking for that happy celebration. Let's see what's going on. Oops. Show us again over here, Spirit. What is it? My Cancer needs to know. Got the Ace of Swords in the middle of the deck, though. In the middle of the reading, so. There is definitely some kind of issue that needs to be resolved between you and another person with the Three of Cups. It could also be dealing with another person in the situation as a family member or somebody. It could be involved within your relationship, or it could be at work. But no matter what it is, it does feel like whatever this obstacle is, it is definitely standing between you and this other person with the Ten of Pentacles over here. So it's something unsaid. Look at all of these swords. Definitely here is where we're seeing that there is something that needs to be said between you and someone else, right? Getting me across to stuck at the crossroads, not knowing exactly what to say to you. Could be dealing with a Sagittarius, Leo, or an Aries. Definitely feeling like could also be dealing with, and I feel like there's two other people involved in this situation. It also feels like you could be dealing with a Libra. So for now, we're going to call your person Sagittarius, since I have 2 Sagittarius cards and 2 Libra cards. Yeah, doesn't mean that that has to be those energies. We're just using those energies to keep with the scenario that's going on over here. Right? If you know that it's 2 different, 2 different signs, that's fine. That's just where we're going to be, so we can keep the story straight. Really, though, what's going on over here is there's something that's going on that had to do with feeling stuck within the situation. The situation is not being able to say what needs to be said. That's where you're feeling stuck. It's almost like they're not listening to you about this situation. I do feel like somebody else had been dishonest about the situation, doesn't want to come clean about the situation, about this other person. What are they doing? There's definitely some dishonesty over here when it comes to this. Wow. Yeah, a lot of dishonesty when it comes to this person. There's that Libra again. So I'm going to say that it's a Libra who's being dishonest about the situation. They're just kind of resting back, keeping quiet and to themselves when it comes to whatever is going on between, oh wow, something that's going on with like I said, a Sagittarius. Looks like the Sagittarius is being a little impulsive about the situation. It seems like they're talking a lot. The Libra is being quiet, you're being quiet, but the Sag is the only one that has anything really to say about the situation. They seem to be carrying all the burden between the situation. So whatever situation is going on, it feels like they're the ones that feel like this is where the real burden is, even though you're feeling the burden as well. I don't think the Libra is taking any kind of accountability for anything, to tell you the truth. Looks like they're just kind of like, they released it, let it go, swept it underneath the rug, and acted like it didn't even happen. But the truth is going to come out about the situation with the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords being in the middle of the reading says truth will be told of what is going on between the Libra and the Sagittarius. So whatever they have been doing, no matter what is going on in this situation, the Sag is a little jealous about this situation. It looks like where they were talking a lot, all of a sudden they're going to kind of introvert themselves and just kind of stop talking as well. I think they've said their piece. I think that they've done what they were going to do, and now they feel like they're kind of burned out because they feel like they've been trying to say what needs to be said the whole time. This could be a third party. This is definitely a third party situation. I mean, no matter how it is, it's third party. There are 3 people involved in the situation. Doesn't mean it has to be cheating, but it's definitely something that went on between you and 2 other people. And one wants to tell the truth about what happened between them and Libra to you, but you hadn't said anything. And it definitely could be cheating. Because no matter what, there's lies and deceits over here. No matter what, they lied to you. The two of them. The 2 of them lied, hid something from you. One's trying to tell you the truth and the other one's acting like it never happened. Libra's acting like this never happened. Sag is trying to tell you that this is exactly what went on. Now they feel like they're carrying all the weight within the situation since Libra doesn't want to come out and say anything about the situation. They're just kind of sitting back listening and not saying a damn word. Their lips are sealed over here. They know more than they know more than they're saying anything of course. I almost feel like they're just kind of watching, paying attention, but not saying anything with the Page of Swords. So they're definitely taking on that Page of Swords energy over here. Could even be a Gemini, but they're just sitting back over here, just kind of watching and not saying nothing, letting it play out. That is exactly it. Even though they're involved in the situation, they're just watching it play out. And because the only one that's actually saying anything is Sag there for a while. Like I said, now it looks like they're going to introvert and not say nothing during the mid-month. And I think it's because Libra doesn't want anything to say about the situation. So it almost just feels like because no one's really listening to Sag over here, you're listening, you're paying attention as well. And I do believe that you are paying attention to both sides over here. But it just feels like every time you want to say something, they act like you're not there. So let me gab about the situation. Let me be silent about the situation. You go to say something about the situation, you're ignored. Oh boy. Okay. That's exactly what's going on. It could be a family situation as well. No matter what, you're ignored about the situation. It's like you can't say nothing. So there's going to be this new beginning over here with this possibility. There's definitely going to be this this new beginning to this situation as someone is going to actually open up their mouth again. So where they went quiet, it looks like Sag is going to start talking again. So it could be that the 2, 3, 4 days within the situation, they go silent about the situation. And now all of a sudden they're going to open back up because they want you to understand what exactly is going on within this situation. It's almost like they're going to try again. Can we try again? Yeah, they're going to pounce right out this. They want you to understand this situation. They're going to try to make a clean slate with you as well, because that's what the Fool is. So it's kind of like, I'm going to open back up. I've thought about what I want to say, and I want to make a clean slate with you over here, Cancer, about what's going on within this situation. But I want you to understand, they're saying, about what the competition is, what is going on, right, when it comes to the Libra and the whole situation in itself. Yes, they're preparing for what it is that they're going to say next to you, right, which is going to allow you to feel like, okay, now I understand the situation. They want the stability. They want this understanding. Yeah. They understand that they made some bad choices over here. And they understand the disharmony that has, that all of this has caused between you and, like I said, it could be this Gemini as well, that the Libra and, that they have made with the Libra, let's put it that way, and yourself. So they want to fix this situation with you at all costs. Yeah, at all costs. But there's still going to be a lot of disagreements going on. Yeah. This could have had something to do with drinking. They could have been drunk when this happened. And they want you to understand that what happened was because of the overindulgence that has taken place within the situation. Yeah, definitely. So they definitely, it's kind of like they were laying low and now they want to come back up and they want to tell the story again because they feel like there was some kind of miscommunication or delay on their side. Like maybe they didn't speak it properly the first time. But however it is, it does feel like they want to clean up this mess. But it's almost like they don't want you to jump to conclusions right off the bat, though, because they really want to just tell their story, whether it's, they would just want to tell their truth. And even though it feels like they were kind of telling the truth the whole time, but it was just like Libra wasn't allowing that to happen, right? By not saying anything, okay, it just made it feel like whatever they were saying was, you're just distancing yourself. Now you're just distancing yourself because it was almost like you tried to get the truth out of this situation. They're just both foolish. You see them as both being foolish. They want this renewal. They want this understanding to go through, but it just feels like you're just going to be overwhelmed by the situation. I don't think that anything that they're going to say is going to make a difference at this point. They've both kind of lost their grounding to this situation. See what's happening with Libra over here, because it looks like Libra is just going to sit over here with a zip mouth and act like nothing happened. They're not going to tell their truth at all. No. Nope, they're just going to block themselves. They're not going to say nothing. They have nothing to say. No. Nope, they're trying to cut the strings to the situation. They don't want to be attached to this situation no longer. And Sagittarius is just frustrated because they're trying to make you understand something that's going on within this situation. They're waiting for the change. They're waiting for everything to change, but I think they're also waiting for Libra to come up and say something about the situation where they're just not going to, guys. They're disconnected. Libra is untrustworthy. They don't even trust themselves to even want to bring up this situation. They'd rather just, like I said, sweep it underneath the rug over there, so they're just sitting in their quiet power at this time. They don't want to say nothing. It definitely could be an air sign, okay? Gemini, Aquarius, or a Libra. I have a lot of Aquarius up here as well. A lot of air no matter what. Yeah, definitely it doesn't matter. They're unfocused from it because they're saying, why are you just going to continue to live in the past? This happened last month. This happened a week ago. This happened, you know what I mean? And they're just like, no, we're just move on from the situation. It's not that big of a deal. That's really how they're feeling about the situation. So this, oh my gosh, I just don't even want the challenge. I'm not sure exactly what's going on over here in this situation. I do feel like for some of you, it is definitely infidelity. Something infidelity that went on within this situation. And nobody wants to take any kind of, and it could be through a marriage. And it could be, it almost feels like it could be two friends that, the story that I'm getting, and I'm not going to say this might not resonate with many of you, but the story I'm really getting over here is it's two friends. The three of you, it's like you and your loved one and a friend, and the friend and your loved one slept together, and the one friend doesn't want to come up to say anything, or your loved one doesn't want to come up to say something, and the other one wants to say something. So whether the lover is the one that's coming up to try to tell you what happened with the friend, literally it could be like your best friend and your spouse, we'll just put it that way, entangled themselves into a third-party situation, literally. And one wants to be quiet, the other one's trying to tell the truth, and every time you try to speak, you get pushed out of the scenario like nobody's listening to you at all. Okay? one wants to back away from the situation, the other one wants to tell the truth. And it's almost to the point where you get frustrated, you don't even know what the truth is anymore. You don't, and maybe it's not even 100% the truth. Maybe it was only half truths. And maybe that's why you didn't want to listen, because maybe you even felt like Sagittarius wasn't telling the 100% truth, right? But they do feel like they're carrying all the burden. Why do they feel like it? Because they're the ones that were trying to open up the can of worms over here when you found out about the situation, where the other one just did not even want to say shit. So they set themselves way out there, quiet, no texting, no, you know what I'm saying? Just literally just cut it off, went quiet. That's really what the story really looks like. If you know that your story is different from this story, and it could be a family member, and something else isn't, going on, everybody's story is different, but that's the story that I'm really picking up here. Is it really does, yes, thank you. It really does look like some kind of something that got between you and your loved one, and it does look like a friend. If it's not a friend, maybe it is your cousin, maybe it is your sister that slept with your boyfriend or your girlfriend or what, however, right? But it's definitely, that is exactly what it is, and it does definitely feel like this third party situation, and you know about this situation. It's just that there's nothing that can really be done about this situation at this time. So it just feels like you're just kind of feel like you're really stabbed in the back by not only one but both of them, right? And by fair meaning, of course, absolutely. And it does. It just feels like there's a lot of hidden things that are going on over here. And it's almost to the point where you don't even know who to trust and who not to trust. And that's where that distrust is coming from. Yeah, because nobody wants to open up, truth. It just feels like nobody's opening up 100% truthfully to the situation. And even if Sagittarius says, hey, you know what, they came on to me, how do you know that's the truth? See what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's really where the fear is coming from. How do I know that Sag is telling the truth? How do I know that Libra actually came on to them? How do I know you didn't come on to them? Because you guys were drinking. I'm telling you, for a lot of you, this is something that had to do with cups, with drinking, right? You could have been at work, maybe they were drinking, I don't know, right? But that's definitely what it looks like to me, my friends. So let's see what they actually even want to say about the situation. What would Libra like to say about it? You know what? Let me get the other deck of cards. I would like to know what Libra is hiding and what they would like to actually say about the situation, since they're so tight-lipped that they don't want to come out and say shit about the situation. And even if they did say something, it wasn't much, and you know that. They may have said something, said their piece, and now they're just in mid-month. They're just quiet, quiet, quiet. So let's see why they're so quiet. They're just resting easily, acting like it's no big deal for them. I understand you better now, they say. Okay. They're saying, I'm waiting for an apology. Apology from who? Who are they waiting for an apology from? They want your apology? I mean, did you yell and scream at them? Well, who knows what was said, right? Everybody says whatever. If you said something really nasty to them, they feel like you need to give them an apology, but, that's just what they're saying. Or are they looking for the apology from the Sagittarius? Maybe they felt Sag threw them under the bus. But however it is, let's see who they're waiting for an apology from. Libra, who do you want an apology from? Guys, could have been dealing also with a Taurus, Cancer, or a Capricorn. It's definitely not you that they're looking for the apology from, because otherwise it would have come up Cups. So you guys could be dealing, clarify on who that Earth sign is. Clarify on that Earth sign for me, please. Yeah, they definitely want an apology from the third party situation with the Three of Cups. They said they invested a lot of time. Clarify on who that is, please. Boy, oh boy. Oh, look at that. An apology. They're saying you didn't apologize to me, so it's definitely, if this is Cups, give me Cups. If this is Cancer, if this is supposed to be our Sagittarius, give us Sagittarius, even though, yep, there it is. It's the Sag. It's a Leo card, but I think that's a Leo card. No, that's an Aries card, but it doesn't matter. There it is, guys. It's from the what we're calling fire sign, which, guys, could literally be an earth sign. It doesn't have to be. In fact, none of these signs have to be, like I said earlier. It's just the way we're looking at it. Yeah, they want it. They said they invested a lot of time into being with the Sagittarius. They put a lot of time and effort coming towards this person. So, ooh. And they feel like they dissed him in the end. Instead of being on their side, Sag took your side and didn't take their side, so they're really upset about the situation. Because they manifested and put a lot of effort into getting your Sagittarius. I just want you to know this. Literally. I tried to take your Sagittarius away from you. Now I'm waiting for you to come apologize to me. And I want an apology. Because you threw me under the bus, Sag. You weren't on my side. Whoa, hello. Wait, what? So, oh my God. Your person, whoever this Libra is, you know the story. They manifested. They were manifesting. They were literally planning to get to this Sagittarius. This whole time. So this wasn't just some mistake. They were literally going after this person. Trying to steal your person away. You can say that. I mean, you can't really steal someone's person away, but you know what I'm saying. You could even say, God forbid, I would hate to say that, but you could, yeah, Sag, it's my Sag card. You could even say, I got him drunk or her drunk on purpose to take them away from you. What the, yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's exactly what it looks like. That's what it is, guys. I'm sorry. It was contemplated. It was organized in their mind. Like, they did that. Like, you could say, I knew that you were going to work that day, or that you'd be gone on vacation or taking a trip, and I got them drunk and partied with them to take your person away from you. That is so Jerry Springer. But that's literally, I'm sorry, that's exactly what it looks like. It doesn't look, and that's why they're keeping silent, because they know that they did this on purpose. They offered this cup to them on purpose. It's like, I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. Total deceit. It's pre-organized relationship sabotage. Sorry. That's literally what's coming out. That's why they're quiet. They don't want to say anything about it because they have nothing to say, because they know that they got your person drunk on purpose so that they can have a sexual encounter with your person or whatever the hell is going on. I'm sorry, and the moon coming out again. All I do is barely move it. Yeah. That's why they're not going to tell the truth, and that's why they're not going to come tell you anything. Now, was it organized forever? I can't tell you that, but it was definitely within that time and space. Wow. Okay. Wow. So whoever this resonates with, yeah. Yeah, it says you moved on. Your Sag says that you moved on. Pride keeps us apart. They're hoping that you guys will overcome this situation. Alrighty. Well, let's get some... Wow, that's deep. Well, at least now we know why they don't want to come rushing in to say anything. Spirit says at this time, the best thing you can do right now is just develop awe and reverence for your own life. And just really pay attention to what's going on. Make clear, calm thinking your goal at this time. Okay. Okay, my friends. And that was it for you. Until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.